As the school year comes to a close, many high school students find themselves anticipating what lies ahead after graduation, whether that's attending a four-year university, enrolling in a community college, joining the military, going straight into the workforce, or taking a gap year to figure things out.
With our group preparing for the upcoming class of 2025 graduation at Etiwanda High School, we began to think about our own futures, and we started to wonder what paths our classmates were taking. We know there's no one-size-fits-all answer after high school, but we wanted to look at one specific trend.
This led to our statistical question: what proportion of California high school students are going to a community college after high school? We chose this topic because sometimes community college can be overlooked, yet it plays a huge role in higher education in California, offering affordability, flexibility, and strong transfer programs.
We are the Standard Deviants. I'm Sam.
I'm Hailey Sage.
I'm Hailey Galloway.
And I'm Joni.
According to College Access in California from December 2023, 32% of California high school students enrolled in a California community college. Our group wanted to find out if the proportion at our school was higher than the statewide average, so conducted a hypothesis test. Our null hypothesis stated that the true proportion of California high school students planning to attend a community college is 32%. Our alternative hypothesis stated that the true proportion is actually greater than 32%.
Our group created a Google Forms survey that asked students about their post-graduation plans, specifically whether they intended to attend a community college. We randomized our sampling method by assigning each group member to survey students from their class periods 1 through 6. To ensure randomness, we rolled a die, and the class period matching the number rolled was selected for the survey. This method helped reduce selection bias and ensured a more representative sample across the different grade levels and academic tracks.
In total, we collected 101 responses from students at Etiwanda High School. With this data, we calculated the sample proportion of students planning to attend a community college and used it to perform a one-sample z-test. This test helped us determine whether our sample provides statistically significant evidence to support the claim that more than 32% of Etiwanda students are choosing the community college path.
To reduce bias and confounding variables as much as possible, we collected responses from all grade levels. Our lurking variable was that we go to Etiwanda High School, which promotes dual enrollment, and going to the community college, Chaffey College.
After collecting our sample of 101 Etiwanda high school students, there were 41 students that responded with yes, that they are going to community college. This gave us a sample proportion of 40.6%. These are the proportions from grades 9 through 12 of Etiwanda high school students who are planning on attending community college. Before conducting a hypothesis test, we needed to verify that the conditions for using a normal approximation were satisfied.
Randomness was met. A random sample of 101 high school students. Our 10% condition was met. 10 times 101 is less than all California high school students. Lastly, our normality was also met. All of our conditions and assumptions have been met, so we could proceed with the hypothesis test. After inputting our data into the general formula, we came out with a z-value of 1.85 and a p-value of 0.032.
With all conditions and assumptions met from the hypothesis test, we went ahead and proceeded with the confidence interval. With a 95% confidence level, we inputted all of our data into the general formula and ended up with an interval of 0.31017 to 0.50171.
The results of our hypothesis test provide meaningful insight into post-graduation plans at Etiwanda High School. With a sample proportion of 40.6% and a z-value of 1.85, we obtained a p-value of 0.032.
Since this p-value is below our significance level of 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis that the true proportion of students planning to attend community college is 32%.
This means there is statistically significant evidence to support the alternative hypothesis that a greater proportion of Etiwanda students plan to attend a community college compared to the statewide average reported in December 2023.
This finding may reflect local factors such as the affordability of community college, dual enrollment programs, and the relationship between nearby community colleges and high schools that guarantee admission.
It's important to note that while the results are statistically significant, our study is limited to a single high school and may not fully represent broader statewide trends. Additionally, the data relies on self-reported plans, which may change over time.
To conclude our statistical analysis, we rejected the null hypothesis. There was convincing evidence to support the alternative hypothesis, indicating that the true proportion of California high school students who plan to attend community college after high school is likely greater than 32%.
This is the conclusion we expected because we hypothesized that the proportion of California high school students that are planning on going to community college after high school is greater than 32%, and the results from our test concluded that the proportion is higher than 32%.
We also constructed a 95% confidence interval, which ranged from 0.31017 to 0.50175. This means we are 95% confident that the true proportion of students planning to attend a community college lies in between 31% and 50.2%.
However, our hypothesis test led us to reject the null, but our confidence interval contains 0.32%, the value specified in the null hypothesis. This contradiction can be explained by our small sample size. Our relatively small sample size of 101 means there is greater variability, which can affect the precision of both our interval and our test results. In summary, while our statistical test suggests an upward trend in community college attendance among Etiwanda students, the confidence interval reminds us to interpret results cautiously and consider sample size limitation. Further research with a larger, more diverse sample would help confirm whether this trend holds more broadly across California high schools.
Bye.